Got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just have a partner.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you guys clicking on my video today. Before I go to today's video, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so that I can become a YouTube partner. And if you're watching on TikTok and Instagram, give me a follow as well. And remember to leave a like and leave a comment. Let's check out today's video.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single.
That statistic is not just for women. It's basically saying that there'll be a massive increase in people who are not just single or not married, but also childless. So there's a statistic for childlessness, and then there's a statistic for the single dating market, basically, given what's happening at the moment. So it does look bleak, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but let's let her finish.
Got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
Okay. There's a lot of reasons for this, and some of the reasons I have covered on my channel. For me, the biggest one is the divorce court laws. So I know she's talking about relationships, like the statistics is saying that men don't even want relationships, talk less of marriage. But I think for me personally, the biggest one is the divorce court laws. Let me explain. So back in the day, in the olden days, when gender roles was more prevalent, we knew what women were meant to do and we knew what men were meant to do. Men were meant to be the strong ones, they're the hunters, they go to war, they die for their family, they go out to make the money, they bring it home, and then the woman is the one who does the nurturing, she does the cooking, she does the homemaking, she looks after the children. Everybody had their role. So what it meant was that if for any reason, and this is also biblical, a man wanted to divorce his woman, he had to settle her. Again, this came from the Bible. He has to settle her. He can't just send her away and just be like, you've given 25 years of your life to me, now go away. No, he has to settle her. And those were the old laws, and if everybody knows that, you know, a lot of the laws that we live by today in multiple countries come from the biblical time, especially if it's a Christian country or just in general. So the divorce court laws were more understandable and favorable in the days where women were protected by men. They were the weaker vessel. They didn't have to go to war, go to work or stuff like that. So in this day and age, where things are a little bit more equal, feminism, all that good stuff, and this is the positive feminism I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the modern day negative hate men feminism, the actual equal right one that gave women the opportunity to go out and work and own property and stuff like that. The weaker vessel thing is no longer applicable. Don't get me twisted. I still believe women are the weaker vessel. In other words, men need to protect women, but we're now on an equal playing field when it comes to work, when it comes to, you know, obviously we haven't reached the point where women have to go to war, but we do also have women in the army who do certain things and stuff like that. So for me, the divorce court laws is not fair anymore, because if you have two people that get married, as soon as they're divorced, the woman gets half of everything, she gets child support, she gets everything. That's one of the reasons why men are just like, nope, I'm not gonna risk that. People are doing prenups now. Even Christians are doing prenups now, which is crazy, right? There's a lot of things that happens in the world that Christians adopt, which personally I don't think is right, but it is what it is. But yeah, the divorce court laws destroy men. It completely destroys men. And I'm talking from positive perspective where you have an amicable divorce. There are divorces that are triggered for gold digging reasons. People make businesses out of it. People just decide, I don't like the way you smell this morning. Like, there are divorces that happen on a strategic level that completely, utterly destroys the men, and a lot of times it is the good men that suffer from these things. So that's one. Number two is feminism, modern day feminism. So modern day feminism has basically preached casual relationship, casual sex, casual everything, meaning that women can be naked online, on OnlyFans, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. Men can have free access to women's bodies, and you don't even need to like prostitution level type stuff. You don't even need to go to that level. You can just watch online. You can click on videos and interact with women live and get them to do things. That entire feminism movement that allows, like, in fact, let's not even go to that level. You could, and this is the culture in some countries, on a Friday evening after work, you can go out, and between Friday evening and Sunday, where people basically go out, go drinking, you know, the entire culture, the pubs if you're in England, clubs if you're in the States, and you can get a woman to sleep with you and then never see her again. Like, there's no strings attached, it's just casual. In fact, women come out or on the internet and just be like, yeah, it's just casual, there's no attachment, you just sleep together and that's it. So when you have things like that, men no longer have to jump through hoops to get what they want. A lot of times back in the day, a man would chase a woman because of the promise of what he could get, the preciousness of her, say her virginity, her body, her everything about her was precious, and he had to pay a price. There were characters in the Bible that had to like wait a year just to have their women, and they've known them like for so long, but they had to wait a year and pay a certain price and blah blah blah. All that is out the window now. You're no longer doing that. Now you can just go out on a Friday night, hook up with some random guy, a girl at the pub or whatever, go home with her, sleep with her, and then bam, that's it, done. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, and I was talking about the divorce laws issue, is child support, especially in America for those who are rich. A woman divorces and they ask for heaven and earth. They ask for everything, and they're getting $1 million a month, $100,000 a month, like that kind of crazy money for their life. And I know the divorce court laws is more like, oh, you have to keep giving them the lifestyle that they had when they married you. All that stuff I think is bogus. I really do. I think the man needs to pay for the children and, you know, pay reasonable amount to look after your wife. But don't, let's say you're a basketballer, you're the one going out sweating to do whatever, and then she, even though she's no longer with you, has to have half of your money every time you make money, and you go, it's crazy. For me, that's a massive red flag as to why men no longer want to commit. So think about everything I've said now, guys, and you can see how the more I mention these points, the more it's not worth it to have commitment in this day and age, in the eyes of men in general. And then obviously, if we go down to the more nitty-gritty stuff, the gender roles have been taken away. So women no longer know who they are. So again, I am more supportive of the original feminism. I do believe women should be given the right to work, own property, all that good stuff. But I think they can have all of that and still be women. But unfortunately, the modern day stuff, because they have all these stuff, it means they need to hate men, they need to show men that they're better, they need to show men that they can do it better than them, and blah, blah, blah. Don't get it twisted. There are people on the internet who are like telling feminism, no, we didn't sign up for this. But in general, that was the message of feminism, which is that hate men, men have been in power all this time, overthrow them, blah, 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 blah. So as a result, women don't know who they are anymore. They don't have a place. They don't have a thing that we can say, this is what women are for, because now they're doing everything that men are meant to do. And I say everything in quotation because it's not everything that they're doing, you know, in terms of statistically. When a man wants to get married to a woman, a lot of the things that she offers today, he doesn't need it. Money, not really, right? It's unless you're going 50-50 and it's an average man. If it's a man that's well-to-do, is it money? He don't need it. Is it like your masculinity? He doesn't need it. He's meant to be the masculine one. Is it your leadership skill? He doesn't need that. When women forget the thing that their superpowers, they don't have a place anymore. So a man can literally say, in this day and age, especially in the hate space, the manosphere space, what do we need a woman for? Especially when you speak to the woman and the woman is basically saying the wrong things, like, oh, what do we need you for? And then the word you say is my money, oh, my leadership skill, and you're not bringing anything that the man doesn't already have. And the last but not the least of all the reasons that I can think of during this video is that women don't give the average man a chance. And we've been seeing this more and more on the internet. It's been obvious over the ages that this is the case. But with the internet, it's just been crazy how much hate the average man gets on the internet. Is it dating apps? Like the statistics of how much average men get swiped off. They just get swiped off, like they're not being given any time of day. But then you've got this 5 to 10% of men who earn a certain type of money. They look a certain way. They have a lot of women. They have a lot of notoriety. And they're the ones that 90% of women, doesn't matter whether they're attractive or they're not attractive, or whether they're successful or they're not successful, everyone is flooding to that 5 to 10%. And all the average men get nothing. So this is one of the reasons why men are just like, is it worth the hassle? Not really. So, young Christian, I would say this to you, regardless of how true these facts, everything I just mentioned is, you don't have to be subjected to that statistics. Like there's a thing about Christianity, like, which is basically that there's a scripture that says that 1,000 can fall at my left hand and 100,000 on my right hand, but as long as I fixate, I'm paraphrasing, but as long as I fixate on God, none of that will touch me. So this is the same mindset you need to put into this. Look, I said in one of my previous videos that if I was single today, I know exactly where to find the type of girl that I would want. And I know how to get that type of girl. But I think most people know this, I think. But the problem we're having with the men of this day and age is we've got the podcasting stuff going on, the Fresh and Fit and all that, who are basically teaching how to hate women. We've got feminism going on, teaching the young ladies how to hate men. Like there's so many things fighting for your attention. But if you really just keep your mind renewed with the word of God, you will find that these things don't really affect you. In fact, a lot of these internet stuff are not real life. You can hear all day long, because of the type of algorithm you've been presented on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, that the world is bleak. But then you can speak to your neighbor, you can speak to somebody in your college, your friends, your family, and the picture is completely different. So the internet is not real life, but by renewing your mind, you're able to focus on what's more important. The Bible talks about thinking of the things that are good, the things that are lovely, the things that are of God, basically. Think on those things. But unfortunately, we are thinking so much about these statistics, these things that are going on out there. And as a result, it forms our belief system, if that makes sense. Again, I say it, if I was single, I know exactly what to do. I wouldn't be listening to these stuff. They're entertaining, but I wouldn't base my life on them, because I know exactly, if I wanted somebody, I know what my job is. We were raised back in the day. We were reminded that you're the man, you're in charge. If you want to get a girl, you go and get the girl. You go up to her, you speak to her, you go to you chase her. We were told exactly what we were meant to do. But in this day and age, it's like, me personally, I think men are weak now. I think the guys are weak now. Like we have men who are crossing 21, crossing 25, crossing 30, 35, and they're not making the effort to lock down a young lady. But also on the other side, we have men who, and I just watched an episode of Pop the Balloon, where you have a really well-to-do guy. He's doing really well. He looks good. He's got businesses. He's got whatever. And he also ignores the plain Jane. He goes for the girl with the BBL, the girl that looks the sexiest, the baddest. And I'm looking at the person, I'm like, you can tell the kind of world this girl is from. So you already know the disaster that's coming because of the world that this girl is from. In fact, you can tell by the OnlyFans, you can tell by the Instagram post, the kind of world this girl comes from. But you got this really well-to-do guy who's really polite, very cool, and his eyes go straight to that girl. So those are the type of issues that we're facing. If you're a Christian young man, stand up, choose one. Like I always tell young men, there is one girl around you that you like, go for her, choose one. Of course, if she said no, then avert your gaze and move on to the next person. But it is your job to go on the search, on the hunt, and just be like, this is the girl that I like. I'm going to profess my love to her and tell her that I like her and I would like to get to know her. This is your job. You do that. And yes, it does mean you're going to face some L's, you're going to get some rejection. But at the end of that adventure, you will get the woman of your dreams and you will start a life together. And again, it's your job to make sure that you're a good leader and blah, 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 blah. So for me, it's not all bleak, but I am aware of the reality of what's going on out there. But as a young Christian, this doesn't have to be your testimony. You still need to be a man. You still need to be able to go up to the lady that you like at a good age, of course. I'm not talking about you being 14 and then trying to date. No, from the age of 21 upwards, well, I would say 19, but let's just say 21. You should be able to go up to a lady and just be like, this is my intention for you, in my opinion. But guys, what do you think? Are there any reasons that I've missed in this video that would add to the reason why men are no longer just like going out of their way to seek out ladies? Are there any other reasons? I mean, I saw a video like 2 weeks ago where we got like robots now. We got like robots that can be used for you know what. I said, oh my God, this world is getting crazy. Like there's real life AI robots that have been planned for you know what. It's crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Guys, remember to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed my reaction to this video and my thoughts around it. Remember to leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what other reasons are there as to why men are basically completely out of the dating game. And before you go, guys, please check out my other channel. I do reactions over there to trailers, movies, gaming, and all sorts over there. Please go over there, give me a like, comment, and sub, and watch my videos over there. And check out my channel with my kids. I do reactions and all sorts over there with my kids also. Please give us a like, comment, and sub over there. Guys, I'll see you on the next one.